I'm going to dive straight into why FundedNext is probably one of the best funded account prop firm companies that you can trade with right now. So I actually just got, as you guys can see right here, I just got a $1,043.65 payout, being my first payout from FundedNext with an account that I passed last Wednesday and started trading it last Wednesday. I passed it last Monday, began trading it last Wednesday, requested a payout yesterday, Monday, and got paid out already today, Tuesday. Now, let me go ahead and break down what I personally did, what the best way to trade these funded accounts is, and just a couple of the rules behind them and why they're so good. First off, I only trade futures. You probably clicked on this video because you trade futures as well. I trade them on TradingView like this, as you guys can see right here. And let me break down the best type of account in my opinion, the ones that I use, and why they're so good, right? So futures, the rapid challenge. Why are these accounts so good? And by the way, if you guys want to get one and get a discount on them, make sure to use the link in the description of this video and sign up for a FundedNext account and buy one of these accounts, and you'll be able to save a little bit of money. So first off, the 25K and the 50K are the best in my opinion. When you get to the 100K, it gets a little difficult. Let me explain why. So if you're new to FundedNext, you'll see these accounts. I have not used the legacy at all because I like passing my accounts quickly, and the payout rules on these are extremely easy, and there's no activation fees. Okay, these I believe have an activation fee. Oh no activation fee, but they are more expensive and I don't think they're as good. Okay, so the rapid challenge, let's start off with the 25K. So how do these accounts actually work? They don't have an activation fee. It's going to cost you $99. If you use the link below, you should be able to get it for only $90. You save a little bit. And on these, it'll cost you less as well. So the 25K, you have $1,250 that you can lose, $1,500 profit target. So that's a little over a 1R. That's very, very doable. Not that difficult at all. A lot of prop firms are a lot more difficult than that. That is very easy. I would recommend this one to any beginner after you have a profitable strategy and you started trading, okay? If you guys want to know about profitable trading, back testing the right way, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel and comment back test if you made it to this part of this video, and I'll like your comment to know that you are actually paying attention. So make sure to subscribe. I post videos every single day breaking down the way that I trade and just a bunch of things about trading every single day. Now, we can lose 1250. We have to make 1500 to pass it. When we pass it, we don't have to pay an activation fee. That's amazing. Okay. If we step up to the 50K, it gets a little bit further out. Instead of being a 1.2, it's a 1.5R that we have to hit. So it makes it a little bit difficult to pass it. Not really that much though at all. And then once we step to the 100K, why I don't recommend the 100K is because it's a 2R to pass it. This becomes a little difficult, especially with a trailing drawdown. 5K, this is a 2R. You have to make double what you can lose. It's a little bit difficult for a lot of people. I don't go for those because if you lose the bread, you lose all the money, okay? So I would stick with 25K and the 50K. And what's amazing about these is that they have a 40% consistently only. 40% consistency rule only, okay? What does that even mean? So if I go to TradingView, I'll actually show you guys here. So 40% consistency, this is how I was able to get my first payout, and I'll break it down step by step for you guys. Last Wednesday, the first trade that I took, I made $400 on it, okay? Now if we bust out a calculator here, $400 on this trade, the consistency rule applies like so. We divide our highest day of profit. In this case, mine was $400. Divide that by our consistency rule, which is 40%. So 40% of 1 is 0.40. And we get $1,000 as our profit target. Once we hit $1,000, we can withdraw as long as we've had 3 trading days, okay? So $1,000 and I could withdraw, and that's exactly what I did. So I made 400 the first day, and then the rest of the days I made a little bit under 400. I actually went on a crazy win streak. I've been on a 7 win streak. And I ended up getting my payout with 0 losses on the account, which was pretty insane. Not gonna lie, that doesn't happen all the time, but I have been on a hot streak. So that helped me get a payout in literally 4 days. Okay. So 400, then you get to your $1,000. And guess what? If you want, you can actually withdraw this entire amount. I believe the cap on the 50K accounts for a payout is $1,500 per payout. after your first 3 payouts, I believe you are able to withdraw without a cap, right? So on the first ones, you're capped. Now, on the actual positions, on the evaluation phase, you actually get limited a little bit more than on the actual funded stage. So on the evaluation stage, this is very important to keep in mind. You can use less contracts, so you can't risk as much as you can as when you're actually funded. So on evaluation, 2 minis or 10 micros. So it's actually 2 minis equals 20 micros, but you can't use 20 micros, okay? So you can use either 2 minis or 10 micros. On the funded stage, once you actually pass the account and you don't have to pay an activation fee, that one is 3 minis and 15 micros. So that one, honestly, you're set. I don't really think on a 25K account you need to be trading more than 3 minis unless you're making a crazy amount of money and you've already built a crazy buffer above the stop loss, okay? Now, one thing to keep in mind, the trailing drawdown is not like Apex. It is end of day balance, meaning whatever your profit is at the account at the end of the day, that is how your loss limit is going to move up. So for example, how does this actually work? If we go back to trading view and we delete this. So let's say you start your account, you're at 50K, right? You have your 50K account. Let's say you buy 50K. 50K account has a $2,000 maximum loss limit and it's trailing, okay? So if we go back to trading view, 50K, we start at 50,000 on day one, okay? So day one. Day two, we make $500, okay, on day two. That means on day three, we're actually gonna start at, instead of our trailing drawdown normally being $48,000, now our trailing drawdown has moved up to $48,500 because it's 2,000 away from our end of day highest point of our balance. Now it will stop following you after you build a buffer of the $2,000. So that's not something to be worried about in the long run. You can grow and grow and grow your account and get away from that. But at the beginning, it is something that you need to keep in mind because it can blow your account if you're not paying attention to it and you run into a loss streak, okay? So ideally on these accounts, I would personally, to grow these accounts, risk between 0.5% and 1% per trade, meaning I'm usually averaging between $300 to $400 a trade on a 50K. If I'm trading on a 25K, it'll be half of that. So I would be between like $150 to $250 really, or $200. Keep it around there. That's what I do. And that just prevents me from blowing my account incredibly quickly. Because think about this, even on the high end, if I'm risking $400 on the 50K account that has a $2,000 drawdown, that gives me 5 losses of space between my drawdown because that's 2,000, right? So being down 5 hours, I've done a back test of my entire trading strategy for 3 years of data, 2025, 2024, and 2023. And the biggest drawdown I ever had only happened once, I believe, and it was 5. So I know that this is pretty much the number for me to trade, but it depends on the strategy that you're trading. If you're trading a higher risk to reward with a lower win rate strategy, you may need to lower that risk amount just so you can actually survive loss streaks, because you can have more loss streaks despite your strategy making a lot more money in the long run, right? So you need to survive the loss streaks and the drawdown periods so you can actually keep your account growing. Now, in terms of payouts, these guys are incredibly quick. You get paid out super, super quick. I requested my payout last night and I actually got paid out this morning and it hit my bank account this morning. So super quick. They do it through RiseWorks. But yeah, that's pretty much it for a FundedNext breakdown today. I love these funded accounts. I love working with them. These accounts are amazing. Hopefully they don't remove them anytime soon and we can keep trading these accounts for people who are actually profitable. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and if this video helped you guys out in any single way, again, show some love, drop a nice comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.